starting recording right now. And welcome to Angry Me Production. Today we're going to talk on capitalism versus socialism. And for right now, Steven's going to go ahead and describe what both are.
He froze.
You broke him. I think you can go ahead and give us those definitions.
All right. It says here, socialism is an economic and political system under which the means of production are publicly owned. Production and consumer prices are controlled by the government to best meet the needs of the people. Capitalism, there we go, is an economic system under which the means of production are privately owned. There you go.
Okay. Well, on that, a lot of people what they go on most of it is free money. That's what they want. They want. There's a lot of people out there that just want to work for free, or they don't want to not work for free, but they don't want to work and still get money. Now, they're basically now saying today that because we get this stimulus check and quote unquote the businesses are getting bailed out again, which they are not. They're actually getting loans from the government at a low interest rate to pay their employees that are so they can keep paying their employees. Now, there are actually places, one place in United States, Alaska, that actually does pay their employee. Basically what they do is they, because they have rich oil reserves and they don't have that many people, they actually get a lot of money for their actual people that work or reside in Alaska.
You're talking about the UBI, or the Universal Basic Income. There are a few places in the United States that have experimented with the Universal Basic Income.
Yeah.
Not all of them have come out favorably, but a good majority of them have, where there's enough money available to do so.
Yeah, like Alaska, because there's not that many people living in Alaska. Residents in Alaska in 2015, the residents got $2,000 more or less each. Now, Alaska only has 637,000 people living in Alaska. That's one town in Texas.
Yeah.
Now, there's actual countries that do the same thing. Kuwait's one of them. When I visited Kuwait, and this hasn't changed when I was there in 1999. And each Kuwaiti citizens gets 1,000 Kuwaiti dinars, which is roughly. Let me see that in American money. Let me see here. Y'all can talk amongst yourself while I figure that out.
But there's definite downsides to both sides of this coin, and as we were brought in together with the idea that we're going to talk about communism. As I was saying just before we started, there's a definite difference between communism and socialism. And I am not saying I agree with socialism, because I think people should have the right to own manufacturing and production facilities. It shouldn't all be relegated to the government. But
the way they get by that is most companies actually give their employees stock or option to buy stock into the company, which is basically the same thing as what you're describing. So if they work hard, their actual benefit is, hey, the stocks goes up, if I wanted to, I could sell it at a higher price and get a lot of money from it. And by the way, to 1,000 Kuwaiti dinars to the dollar is $3,214. So they get that monthly, I think.
Monthly? Damn.
They get free food stamps for 13 months of the market 3. Well, they also get like 500 extra dinars per for a wife if they have a wife, and they get 100 dinars per kid. So let me.
Damn. No wonder there's so many of them over there.
Actually, there's not that many people in Kuwait. That's the reason why they do that.
That, and you can also look at it like this. If you say that each one of them owns a portion of property, and a portion of that property has oil under it, and the oil being drawn out.
Well, they don't. Okay, it's not they get a portion because of the oil. What it is, it's like in Alaska. The people in Alaska aren't getting the money because of oil, kind of. What it is the state is getting such and such amount of money from the oil rights they have on that land. Once that money is, hey, we have enough to pay for everything we have in the state, roads, such and such, let's give it a little bit back to the citizens. That's what happens. Kuwait does that. Alaska does that. But that's basically all it is. It's basically, hey, we have so much surplus of cash, we're not going to keep all of it to ourselves. Go ahead and have a couple. That's what that is.
Wait,
it's not. It's more the governing bodies gets so much per capita a year that they can do that. It's like our business that if we do really well throughout the year, we get a big chunk of change from our company.
Yeah.
Our company hasn't even started to roll, let alone fly.
But there are certain countries and there's certain states that actually do get money from to give back to their people. Now there's certain states like Texas, we don't have enough per capita to give back to people in that state. So that's
the thing about that. The thing about where we work, David, is it's the bonus is not a set amount because it depends on how much overtime you work.
Yeah.
The more overtime you work, the more money that you get as bonus.
Well, it's a percentage of our yearly earnings.
Yeah.
But if we don't make I'll just call it a point spread. If we don't make the points to get 100% for that quarter, then we're still getting less money no matter what.
Yeah.
For our yearly earnings. So there are there's a lot of companies that do that. If you're working at Walmart, you get a small piece of the pie, but not much. If you're facility, when I worked up at Walmart, I got probably an extra $100 from the Lawrence Road one if you work there, because they're the ones that actually make the most money. Now, you go on to places like a factory that makes $140 million, but we're actually depending on how much scrap we have, how much on time delivery we have, we make a lot of money from that. But there's a lot of companies that do that. So
yeah.
But what people want is, it was that it was the presidential hopeful. What was his name? Yang. I know his last name was Yang. Was it Michael Yang?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name. But he was calling for universal basic income for a different reason. It wasn't because he believes that people are hoping for a free ride. It was because he's worked in the electronics industry and he's worked with engineering and other things. He sees the direction that production is going. He sees that within the next 15 to 20 years, there might not be any jobs for people left to do.
Yeah, that could be the case because I mean everything's going toward the being done by
Machines.
a bunch of robots and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, we've got farmers running harvesters that are capable of doing more than 100 people, and it takes one person to run it. You've got machines that are capable of spot welding thousands of cars in a day that, they effectively replace 10 people per machine.
Okay, it was Andrew Yang. Okay.
We've got a lot of technology and machinery that are replacing people, just completely replacing them because it can do it faster, more efficiently, with less errors.
Yeah. Well, they also, most of the places in Amazon actually have robot storage things that just follow them around, that they go, well, they don't follow them around. They just go to one station goes to you, and you're standing at a station, and you pick up and you set it outside and you deliver it. Pretty soon, the manufacturer part of that will actually go away because you'll be able to do it a lot easier.
No, as far as where all of this ties into socialism and communism and all the rest of that, people are trying to call it, these calls for a universal basic income. They're trying to call it, oh, that commie bastard, or oh, he's a socialist fool. But
yeah, because a lot of the socialism, and both of them, capitalism and socialism, both of those are just economic systems. No matter what, they're not actually governing bodies. They're economic systems. Now, most people in a republic and communism can use capitalism as a point to gain money.
That's what China does.
Yeah, China did that around 2005. That's the reason why they're a power. And they still use capitalism. But as of right now, a lot of people don't trust China because of the virus that we have right now. They did not give information. They still are using communism theories, and they're limiting the information because they want to appear strong. Which, if you make a mistake, you need to amp up. Go ahead.
And they're also trying to save face. Because,
they're pointing the finger at other people right now.
Yeah. Because over in Japan and China and pretty much the entire Southeast Asia, honor is paramount. Personal honor, your family honor, your business, your country. That's a big thing over there.
Yeah. But in like in the United States, a person that can admit his mistakes is a more stronger person and individual, more humbling. Yeah. That's just basically culture avenues difference.
And we have culture avenue differences even here in the United States.
Oh God, yes.
I like the diversity of culture that we have, not only in the United States, but worldwide. But sometimes I think maybe we need to just stop and look at the diversity of culture and try to analyze where our own culture points are causing problems.
Well, that's what Genghis Khan more or less did, and even Alexander the Great tried to do when they were trying to conquer the world. They didn't. They let the places still have the culture, the religion, and everything, so they didn't mind being conquered. But the only problem with that is you'll eventually have butting heads. It was like what the Romans, what the hell was his name? Can't even think. Constantine did with the religion of Christianity. They had all these different thought process of Christianity, and what Constantine did is like, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to take all these thought processes of Christianity, go in and make it one. Literally, this is what he did. He took one belief from one tribe. Okay, this is good, but we don't want to sacrifice women anymore. So we're going to put that on the burner and put it on the shelf, and maybe we'll forget about it. We'll bring that over here. We'll bring this over here. And a lot of the culture actually came together, and they actually made a bigger religion because of that, and a more stable religion.
Well, Constantine, what he did was he mixed Christianity with paganism and to come out with the Catholic faith.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Yeah, a friend of mine that was Wiccan had a big joke. Is like, no one has more more gods and beliefs than the Catholic Church, because you have saints this, saints of that, saints of this, saints of that.
Yeah, and the Bible says that the saints aren't dead. The saints are the living believers in Christ. So.
Yeah. But we got a little off subject of that one, but but there are some countries that now a lot of people are saying that the socialistic healthcare, what basically is universal healthcare for all, what that is, it's the best healthcare you can possibly get. There's only one problem with that. The problem is you have, if you live in a small town and you have a broken arm, you can get it fixed pretty easy and it'll be free. Yay. But if you live in a big city where there's lots of people and the healthcare system is bogged down, you're going to end up breaking your arm and having an 8-month waiting list to get in to fix that broken arm. And if you think I'm just saying this because I don't want universal health care, here's the thing. I do want universal health care. I think it's very beneficial for everybody. The only problem is the very bad downside. If you have cancer, you're going to be looking at, you might die before you get your treatment or even get heard about your treatment. That's one thing I don't want.
Well, see, I'm not actually interested in universal health care myself. I just think they need to restructure the way our healthcare system is in place, because right now we've got insurance companies that are basically bargaining with the hospitals, and the bargaining they're doing with the hospitals is causing the prices to go up for everyone, where you're getting charged $100 for a 0.1 cent Tylenol. You're getting charged $1,000 for 15 minutes in a room, and they literally did nothing between you and the last person that walked in there. Maybe pulled a little piece of paper off of the bed that's in the room.
Yeah, even a lot of the politicians that are preaching for universal health care, like every other country that has it, they're literally saying, it's like, well, if it comes down to it, we're going to have to go for a queue-based structure, because a lot of people can't. If everybody gets sick, like right now, and they need to go to the hospital, even right now, being as it is, everybody can't go to the hospital right now. A lot of surgeries are being canceled. Every major surgeries are being canceled because of
the number of people and the fact that there's not enough protective equipment. There
yeah.
is not enough medical supplies to go around right now because we were grossly underprepared as a country.
Well, something like this you can't be prepared for. You should. They had surplus to stop this, but the only problem with that is it's gone past that, and everybody's buying extra.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to say is on a whole, we were grossly underprepared. Yeah. Instead of addressing it when it should have been addressed, we waited 3 months.
Well, no, we didn't. Okay, here's what happened, and I did a little research on this. What had happened is every time we asked the World Health Organization, "Hey, how bad is this virus? Should we go and prepare a lot of stuff?" But because Trump did actually induce to where he stopped the travel to China for non-essentials when he did, would have been in a lot worse case scenario.
Well,
but the World Health Organization kept on saying for those months until like February that, hey, we messed up. We do have a problem. It is bad. And it is basically because China kept on telling them to do this.
That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is if when we knew about it, we started instigating mandatory testing for people who were traveling or in areas where people have been exposed to those who have been traveling, we could have found the majority of the cases in the United States and quarantined them before it blew up the way it did.
Yeah, but all the information we were getting it from was actually from the World Health Organization at the time. That was the actual big problem, because they weren't giving us the right information. Because
so you're saying that not only it was handled incorrectly, but it's not our fault that it was handled incorrectly. It's that we got improper information.
Exactly.
But even still,
we didn't even know how bad the virus was contagious because of that. They didn't tell us how bad the contagion can actually be spread.
But they're still not even instigating some of those measures, which...
No, there actually are now. I mean, they're not doing it to the point where a lot of countries are right now. There's one country that literally said, hey, the coronavirus can't even be spoken. If you do speak the word coronavirus, we're going to kill you.
That's not practicing safety measures. That's just trying to silence people.
Yeah, I know. And there's certain countries that actually implement to where you can't go out of your house. You can't do that. Our country's doing a self-voluntary. I can't even say that word. Self-volunteer. To actual stay at home, not go anywhere. We're in a travel restriction. We can't do our little YouTube channel at the usual location.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But there's a lot that could have been done that was not done, is all I'm saying. And if we had been prepared like we should have been prepared, these measures could have been put in place faster with more decisive action.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But to do those implications, you actually have to have the information to do that. We weren't even getting the information. They did do a little bit here and there to actually
if it was something that
they implemented a little bit of the stuff they needed, but they didn't know it was going to be this bad because the information wasn't coming to us.
Well, then that's what I was getting at, is if we had surplus of the PPE equipment backstocked somewhere. If we had started mandatory testing the moment we realized, oh, this is getting out of control, or better yet, the moment the consumers realized it was getting out of control, because we were starting to lose things off the shelves in December.
Yeah. Well, the other thing on that was the basic fact of where we're getting all of our medical stuff from. And that's from different countries, mainly China, because all of the people, even now that we know we're having a problem with China, stop, hold on. As soon as we have, we've actually gotten companies to actually make the stuff for us, they're not even using this stuff in country to do. They're literally making having other countries making it for us because they want to do it cheaper to bring it here. But there's a lot of companies in the United States that are actually making PPE gear because of this.
Yeah, and that's not what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is doesn't our government have a biological contaminant attack plan? Aren't we supposed to have supplies set back and emergency procedures to put into place in case of incidents like this that were instigated by foreign governments, not on accident?
Yes, we
Why
do have.
weren't those same protocols put into place?
We do have protocols. They do exist, and they were put into place. But the magnitude of what we have right now, we weren't expecting a new Spanish flu to come into existence. We had it to where it was basically, hey, these hospitals have this such and such PPE gear. We'll double that. We'll put it in storage. Okay, that's what happened. But the problem is people went out and bought. Literally, there was one person that they raided, and they filled up a truck with all the extra PPE gear that they had saved up. Now, they did it illegally by just confiscating instead of giving them a little bit of cash for that. But that's what happened. A lot of people ended up going, oh, we're just going to stockpile everything. Literally, there's lots of people that literally stockpile to you know how big my apartment, or the room that you're in right now, you don't know how big that is. They literally stockpiled toilet paper, face masks, gloves, hand sanitizer, soap.
Yeah, like I said,
all that
that's
stuff
been going on since December.
No, that wasn't going on since December. That's been going on since February. China, the people in China were doing that. I was seeing all that. That's the reason why I got like 2 extra things of toilet paper when I had a chance, because I knew when everybody blew up, they were going to do that. I wasn't stockpiling because, oh, I'm going to fill up a whole closet full of toilet paper. No, I did reasonable just in case I was going to miss a month of toilet paper. I got 2, so I can have 2 months. But what had happened is no one was paying attention to the other countries, what was happening. Like, oh, how many people are actually hurt and dead in China? I wonder how that is. They're just going to lie to us. There's certain things you can't lie about, like the data for the phone cancellations. There was 22 million people in China that canceled their subscription. Not because they couldn't pay for it, because their phone system is actually giving to them. Now, those 22 million died. That's the only excuse, because everybody has to have a phone nowadays, and they have to have a phone plan. Those phone plans got canceled because of that. A lot of people are actually using different data streams to actually find out how bad the problem in different countries are in.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you started seeing the problems in the stores in December. Now it got bad.
Like I said, in the United States, it wasn't bad. It was bad in different countries, though.
But no. What I'm saying is, here in the United States, you started seeing people stockpiling stuff in December, which means certain people knew that there was problems.
Yeah.
Now, by February, just about everything was sold off of the shelves. So from December to February, it went from a few people here and there trying to fill up their shelves to everybody trying to buy everything all at once. And, well, the economy can't handle that.
Yeah.
Our
Well,
economy,
technically the economy can handle that, but the actual people, the manufacturers, the productions can't handle that.
production and distribution can't handle it. And if production and distribution can't handle it, the economy can't handle it. It's
No,
that simple.
okay.
You can't sell what you can't produce.
No, they're still okay. They're still producing this stuff. The problem with it is they're not producing it at a fast rate. They're still selling it. They can still sell it because as soon as they ship it out.
I'm not saying they're not still selling it. I'm saying when it's all sold out of the store and you go into the store to buy it, the store can't sell you a roll of toilet paper because the store doesn't have a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, they can't. Okay.
And if they can't get a roll of toilet paper because all of the places from here all the way back to the supply chain are sold out, and the supply chain and the manufacturer has sold every last roll of toilet paper, and they're now backlogged on orders to get rolls of toilet paper, then that means the economy can't handle the demand. Because the supply chain can't get it to you fast enough to sell it, and the people making it can't make it fast enough to get it to you.
Okay. No. The reason, okay, the economic problems that we're having now isn't because the supply and the demand. It's people that are not essential, basically waitresses, which I still think they can cut down on the people that are working for them for food places and everything, mom and pop stuff. They can't really do that because they have to lay those people a certain amount of people to lay off. But if I sell out of everything, I still have the profits from selling out of everything. I'm gonna make more. When I make and finish making more,
and this
then
is,
I ship it to the place. Once I ship it to the place, now a lot of
this
people.
is why the government wants to institute the incentive package, where they're trying to, supposedly help out the people on the bottom. It's really to keep the economy from completely collapsing while we're in quarantine, because while we're in quarantine, the number of required workers is actually going down. Like you said, waitresses, people doing other things that are not essential, like sewing and so forth. But what it really all boils down to is, we had a major issue before all of the quarantining was put into place because people were buying more stuff than they needed, far more stuff than they needed. We also have an issue that we can't get certain things because, well, we've got companies that are trying to get geared up to make it right now, but that's what, 6 months down the road to completely regear a company?
Well, you also have a lot of companies like airplanes. They stop travel. They literally just stop it. Now, those companies are actually giving out loans, not bailing them out. They're giving out loans at a low interest rate. And even still, they're actually saying that they might not they'll just basically forgive the loans if they can't pay it. So basically, it's one of those sly things. Is they're giving grants? It's not a bailout. They're just naming it a different thing. But I wonder when Steve's going to chime in. He's just listening to us, man.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the socialized medicine is people are, I don't know if it's because of ignorance or just, you know, just not knowing. Well, that's the same thing. Because of ignorance or choosing to not be aware of the difference is that they're equating the this is why I wasn't talking. The
Basically, are you trying to get a hold of hypochondriacs?
no, they're equating the quote or quote lack of health care to, which is not a thing at all, to the ability to have insurance. Now, all right, the human race has survived for a fairly lengthy amount of time without either one of those. I think we'll be all right. Um, and I mean, if if you want to look at the reasons why we shouldn't have socialized medicine, look at the people of the entire world that can afford to come over here to get surgeries, basic procedure, all the basic health care that their home countries don't have because they have socialized medicine. The the procedures are not available, or the wait time is too long, or they have a terminal illness that the wait time is actually longer than than what they have left to live. I mean, hell, even the leader or the leaders of hostile countries come over here for health care because they can't get it in their own countries.
Yeah.
And to me, that says socialized medicine is a bad idea. Period. It
Well, okay.
sucks.
There is a
Hang on, hang on. In my home state of Oklahoma, the Indian tribes have a saying: "Don't get sick after August because the money for healthcare is gone," and that is literally socialized medicine. Same thing with the VA. Now, David, I know you know what I'm talking about, and all the veterans listening know exactly what the hell I'm talking about with that one. All right,
well.
you may speak, peasant.
There's a couple of stories that some people go into, like I don't know if France has socialized medicine. I think they do. I think most of Europe has socialized medicine,
Yeah,
but there are some actual people from the United States going over to France because the medicine was actually, or the surgery was actually going to be cheaper. But they still had to do a what do you call it? They still had to wait their turn to do it, even though they were paying for
yeah,
it.
yeah. Where I mean, but that's on them. But
Well, see,
the people that can afford to, they come here. Period.
the big thing about socialized medicine versus um,
He froze.
socialized medicine is you're you're looking at it saying, "Oh, it's cheaper," but in reality, it's not cheaper. Somebody's paying for it,
Yeah,
and
the
Yeah,
taxpayers.
most of the taxes in those countries is like 65%, while we
Yeah,
actually have 25% now. We used to have 50% taxes taken out of our paycheck, but that stopped in like 1950s.
yeah.
It's been going down, drizzling down
And
for the longest time.
the Democrats, including Biden and Bernie, want to increase the taxes because they want to pay for the Green New Deal, which is impossible. They want to pay for socialized health care, single payer system, and ain't gonna work. We will literally have to work. We'll work minimum 2 jobs just to make any damn money.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, the government will take at least 75% of your income. And there's a
No, not 75%, just 65. Don't go over.
Yeah, but there's an income limit. I don't know what it is precisely, but if you make over, say, $2 million per year, the government takes every damn dime.
No, they take about half. Well, I think
I'm
for
talking about under Bernie's.
Yeah. You can't make money. You make a lot of money, which would really be messed up because he would have to write in there that, hey, except for me, because I'm a multimillionaire now.
Yeah. I wonder which house. I wonder which house he's quarantined in. Out of his 3. So much made a lot of money from capitalist system, even though he claims to be a democratic socialist.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is from what I understand, he's made most of that money off of writing books about socialism.
Yep.
And there's another thing is a lot of people don't understand is he keeps on saying that he doesn't take corporate funding. Here's how he gets where. No, I did a lot of research on this. Here's how they do it. Well, how he does it. He doesn't get any of the money. Unfortunately, his wife gets favors from corporations, hence that he basically doesn't take in the money. He's being truthful about it, but his wife, on the other, a lot of them do that. They don't take big. They say they don't. They're not lying. They're not taking big sponsorships from corporations, and I call it sponsorship. They literally need to have the politicians be like NASCAR, so we can see who bought them.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
My keyboard was all nasty. I have a keyboard cleaner.
Okay. Annie, what the hell? I was just listening to Steve on all this stuff, and I just see you just rumming your way and moving your hand left and right. I was like, no, what the
I think he has a second window pulled up. We don't really want to know what's on there.
Oh
no, I don't.
Mentioning that, I have this joke I've been writing, and it is basically going up is having like what if finally there's a lot of people that monetize their stuff on Pornhub, and they do cooking shows, but they still name it like ridiculous. What they actually do is like, double penetration. Let's check that out. You click on it, they go to it. It's like, all right, let's get this ready. And wait a minute. We're watching a guy make chef style cheeseburger. I don't want to watch. Well, actually, that looks delicious. You know what? I might as well. You know what? I don't have my pants on, and I still have that heart on, so I'm going to go full speed on this one. People will start masturbating to cooking shows. Although I still think there's people out there that actually do masturbate to cooking shows, anyways.
Yeah, probably.
But that was the whole joke. I mean, I think that would be so funny doing that as a clip.
Yeah. David would be the one with the you'd be masturbating to the video of all of the ARs and the. Oh, that
says I haven't done that.
Oh yeah.
Who says I haven't done that?
I said you would be the
Hell,
one
who
doing
says
that.
I haven't watched them glaze a ham and going, oh yeah, you glaze that left and right. You glaze that left and right. Bad boy. It'll be so fucked up.
This is what quarantine does to you folks right here.
No. This is me having a boring job that I constantly do, and I think up really messed up things up at work. Because my mind wanders. It's like, okay, green. Oh, red. Okay, fix. Okay, okay, yeah. Hey, I wonder if they actually do. I wonder about really weird stuff up at work.
Oh, it's the gray light. Oh, it's the other gray light. I guess I got to stop it. Oh, it's the gray light. I got to turn it back on.
Well,
Basically. Hell, I've made up new movies that I've forgotten about. I've literally directed 17 movies inside my head and watched them and edited them.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're probably all.
No. They're actual movies that if not even the budget. I have actually thought of how we could do certain things. Like I was thinking about a movie one time. I'm sorry. Maybe making a modern day Western, which there's a lot of modern day Western type movies. I mean, Longmire and Yellowstone, they're basically modern day Westerns.
Yeah.
But I was literally thinking of that. I was like, well, you could probably do something like that, but not making it too much Western. You could do it in like a big city type thing. Not like how they usually do, like what was that Woody Harrelson movie where he was it was him and Kevin. No, it wasn't Kevin Bacon. No, it was Kevin Bacon. Woody Harrelson, Kevin Bacon, and they went to New York to track down this one guy.
Oh, the Cowboy Way.
Yeah, the Cowboy Way.
It was Kiefer Sutherland. I love that movie.
Sutherland, yeah.
I never watched it, but you're talking about movies like that Romeo and Juliet thing that they put in the middle of New York City.
Yeah, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to watch a good Shakespeare movie, watch Orson Welles in Macbeth. It's actually one of the better movies I've ever seen. And now going through high school, I couldn't tell what the hell Shakespeare was trying to say until I watched the series on was it Stars called Spartacus, and the way that they talk is antiquated. But
yeah,
I was watching Macbeth, and I said, you know what? I can tell what the hell they're saying now. So,
well, I always could understand that. I think if you look back at Star Wars was actually a small amount of that.
Mm.
Man,
is your dog running around in circles chasing its tail?
Yeah.
Well, I think we are done with this episode. So go ahead and check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We even have a Twitter account. You can talk to us there. But this is David Dickerman. No one's paying attention.
No, I'm paying attention.
This is David Dickerman.
I'm Michael Moffat.
I'm Stephen Baggs.
And this is Angry Me Production. Thank you for watching. See you next time.